welcome back. We're on our way to Tharbad. There it is! How lovely. Oh, it's October 5th. Hey, finally awake, huh? Morning, Van. Last night, did you, Oh! We're in the Shireen Desert? I read about it in one of my textbooks. What? You know, I kinda dig it. We just entered the desert proper. We'll get to Tharbad in about an hour. In the meantime, I'm bushed. You take over, number 3. Number 3. Sweet Adios. How the hell can he just pass out right there like it's nothing? Like he's still in puberty or something. Hey, rest is important. Conking out on demand is a good skill to have. He really did drive a lot. No wonder he's so tired. Ooh. Sure are a lot of cars on the road. They must be traveling to the film festival. Now that the old man's sawing logs, nothing's stopping me from putting the pedal to the metal and seeing how fast this sucker can go. How about no? Let's just get to Tharbad in one piece, please. Let's see, according to this map, yep, like Van said, we're about an hour away.
Hey, there it is!
Yes, indeed.
That's the city, huh? Bigger than I imagined.
A city overlooking an oasis, perched right between tradition and modernity. That must be Tharbad, all right.
It's the name of the game, everyone! Yep. October 5th, 8:02 a.m. Oh, that's a hotel. The City of Pleasure. Wow, a waterfall in the middle of town? Pretty wild, right? Apparently the water's pumped in straight from the oasis. Looks like a lot of tourists are running around here. Anyway, where am I parking this bad boy? Take a right and pull into the big parking lot. Got us a spot booked there. Will do. Here at last. Man, are you gonna be alright? You only slept for an hour. Yeah, you wanna have at least an hour and a half. That's what you need. I'll manage, used to it at this point. You can sure tell we're in the desert though. Barely morning and it's already hotter than Gehenna. Oh, you remember Gehenna now, okay. It's only gonna get hotter throughout the day too. And the nighttime hits and the temperature crashes like a bus. We're meeting our client at noon, yeah? What say we cool off at the casino? Yeah, in your dreams, kid. We need to check into the inn first. Once we drop off our luggage, it'll be time for us to limber up. And do the rounds, I imagine. The place we're staying at is in the cultural district, right? Yeah, if memory serves. It should be... We want to go that way then. And what are we waiting for? Let's get to it. No? Alright, a little bit of rounds then. I like how, like, no one is around. I imagine there are people around, but... Like, yeah, like, there's loads of people around. Just, like, in terms of who we can speak to, it's, like, barely anyone. Just seems strange. Welcome to Tharbad. I'll be sure to look after your truck while it's parked here. We have a train station, but ever since cars got popular in the Central East, a good number of visitors chose to come by those. Again, no car trains. As a result, there are more parking lots around here than even just a couple of years ago. But more cars means more work. Ugh. Oh well. We coordinate with the local police, so you all can rest assured that your truck is in safe hands here. Oh, thank you very much. Ooh, lovely. Very, very nice place. Very, very nice. What have we got here?
That big-ass building must be the place.
It's called the Al Jumeirah Hotel. And yes, we'll be meeting there later. I can't wait to see it up close.
Well, you'll have to wait a little longer. Let's keep moving.
I was wondering where it was. I was like, I can't see it. Where are you on about? Like, oh, yeah. It's been a long time since I've been in Tharbad. Business is clearly booming out here these days. Normally I do business over in Alsame this time of year, but when I heard there was going to be a film festival, I couldn't not come. Now, who wants some kebabs, huh? Don't be shy. What's a good festival without some even better eats to go with it? That's what I say. Oh, I agree.
Buy something?
Wild kebab. It's KG again. He's everywhere.
See you again.
Indeed.
Whoops.
First order of business is to check in at the inn. Righto. Nice bit of music.
Central Eastern culture is so fascinating.
Oh yeah, I like this place already. All this hustle and bustle's my kind of scene. It's a market. Tharbad's famous for its bazaar. The last time I came here, I remember there being traditional music and dancing and stuff. Oh, that sounds fun. I'd love to see some of that. Hey, I recognize those things. Don't you smoke stuff out of them? That's right. I've read about them before. They're hookahs, traditional devices that come from the Central East. Alright, can't say I'm into smoking, but all this talk about vices has me keen on trying some of the booze around here now, huh? Save the sightseeing for later, folks. Got an inn we need to check into first. Should we just pass the sign over there? Oh, hey!
Come on, Sarah. We've got to get going.
Okay, right behind you.
The camel. Ferry, it's so good to see you. How have you been? I'm doing great. Nice to see you too, Miss Hala? Oh, I see. This must be where... Yeah, this is where me and the rest of the crew stayed before. It's neat to see it again. Fate has a way of bringing people together like that. Anyway, welcome to Tharbad, everyone. 2 rooms, right? I'll show you where you'll be staying. Follow me. Glad to hear it. After you. I see. So you're living and studying in Edith these days, are you? I'm impressed. You've grown so much in just a year. Ah, it's no big deal, really. I still have a lot to learn. I always have to ask Agnes to explain stuff to me. I feel so bad for her. Please, it's fine. I enjoy teaching her things. Our Ferry is a quick study. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I can't wait to see what the future holds for her. So you're her boss, right? Make sure you do your job too and look after her well. Got it? Jeez. Well, somebody thinks pretty highly of you. Yeah, she's always been really nice to me. This'll make for a pretty solid crash pad. Rooms are clean and the food seems decent. Guess it's time to get to work now? That it is. Nigger says he's done getting us some 4 SPGs ready too. Let's take our time resolving whichever ones catch our eye, and then head to the Al Jumeirah Hotel in the entertainment district by noon. Sounds good to me. Great, and off to work we go.
So, where's the nearest bulletin board?
I think there's one in the bazaar.
That was it? Okay. Coming to this inn always relaxes me. The proprietress and I are pretty friendly, so she understands what I always like and need. Plus, it's easy to park your camels outside. Stuff like that is what makes old inns a godsend to traders like me. Once I give Hala my little gift from home, I brought with me, it'll be time to start talking business. With all the places still lacking paved roads, even these days, there continues to be a place for traders like me who go around on camel. Those orbal hookahs I've been seeing must be really new. I didn't see anything like them when I was in the city just last month. I might have to get one and try it out. It looked like something you could smoke even while on camelback. Not just when you need a break. Huh. Orbal ones. How does that work? Yeah, I remember you. You were with those Jaegers that stayed with us last year, weren't you? Looks like you've been doing well. If I remember, you really enjoyed our kofta, didn't you? I'll be sure to get some for you while you're here. Wow, thanks. Khosrow? I can't believe you remembered what I like to eat. You really are as good as your mum says. Everybody in my clan was saying you're going to be an amazing owner once you take over. It's no big deal. Your clan is just one of the more distinct guests we've had. So, your preferences came back to me pretty easy. Trust me, I've got a long way to go before I'll be ready to run the inn. No, that hasn't stopped my mother from trying to jump the gun and get things moving. Ugh. Things? What kind of things? Oh, it's nothing. You don't need to worry about it. She'll forget about it and move on soon enough, I hope. My mother has really high hopes of me as the future owner of the inn, even if I think I still have a lot to learn before I'll be ready. But hearing that everyone in the Kruger appreciates my work does give me a little more confidence. I'll keep trying to make everyone proud. Yeah. What a surprise this is. I didn't expect to see you again without the rest of your clan, Ferry. I remember the last time you stayed here, you said you wanted to get out and see more of the world. Have you gotten to do that? Yeah, Vance taught me so much. The only problem is, the more I learn, the more I realize just how big Zumeria is. That makes me want to see even more of what's out there. Well, that's good though. Sounds like a good problem to me. Now that you're on this new path, it's only natural to keep wanting to learn more and more. If I had to guess, the real adventure's only just begun for you. There's a lot more for you to discover out there. If you have time, either tonight or later, I'd love to hear all about what you've seen so far. Sound good? Okay, I can't wait to talk about it with you, Miss Hala. I think that's how you say her name, I'm not sure. This inn has always played host to all kinds of folk. Comes with Tharbad sitting next to the border, and it being at an oasis. Take that trader over there, he stays with us every month. Ferry's clan are consistent regulars too. I lost track of how many times they stayed with us throughout last year. Alright, so what you
Looking
got?
is always free, you know.
Hummus! Yes, what is this? Tastes like a hamburger. Oh! Alright then. There's some lovely tea. Well, we got all 3 items there that we needed to buy. That's always good, isn't it?
Come back for more anytime.
Okay, still need to get some beast flesh for me to make the spicy curry bun. And let's see about eating what we... Well, obviously, having that as well. And, yeah, eating what we got here. That's a big chunk.
I'm full.
Wild kebab that we had.
I am stuffed.
And the tea. So close to 6 now. Let's see, actually.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we make that hummus? That's a 600-point item there.
I'll try my hardest.
You do that.
My Kruger cooking turned out great.
Okay, and then again, we'll get that. 6. That's what we're after.
I am stuffed.
ADF up by 25. Cool. Alright. Alright, out we go.
That's all.
Hello, camel. Lovely camel. Ooh, there's events around the place. Let's have a look what we got. Where else can we go? So we can go to the entertainment district soon, because they got stuff to do there. So We will do the rounds first. We'll make our way from over here.
This place has got a totally different vibe from Longport. I like it.
Yeah, you can learn a lot about a region by walking around a big city like this.
Good to know. I'll have to remember that.
Indeed. Oh, there's an underground water. I'm gonna check the waterway first. Doki! Kitty! The door is locked. Wonder if that way takes you below the city. No way of knowing right now. Got no reason to be here. We will do, though, I imagine. We will do. What's actually in here, though? Not sure. Anyway, the rounds. As hot as this place gets, it's still really nice. I like it. In fact, the heat makes it feel like I'm visiting a whole other planet. Okay. So, similar situation to what we had previously. Is that just... Well, there's people dancing in the distance. I like it. Yeah, similar situation to what we had with the continent situation. Are you saying that as a phrase from our world, or is that a signifier of something about this world? That's the thing. Because, again, we were talking about like the continents and how it's like the way they spoke about things implied there was potentially other continents, and we know the world is relatively flat, so how does that work? Are there other continents? Is the world actually a sphere? Which, based on what we've been told previously, no, because there's an edge to the world. So we know certain details about it, so it's like there's potentially other continents. But my question is, you just mentioned planet, another planet. Are there other planets up there? Like, we know there's a moon. But planets? Have we had mention of planets before? Because that's just trying to understand the nature of, like, Zemuria and how it sits in the universe and stuff. Because we know there's a firmament. That strange theory turned out to be true. We know that from Cold Steel 4. That there is a firmament, there is an edge to the sky. There is a border, there is something up there, and we know there's an edge to the world as well. So it's just like trying to understand all these little things and how the world works. It's like, Yes, anyway. I used to not wander far when I left home, but after visiting Cray and Remiferia, I now really get a kick out of traveling as far as I can. Oh yeah, I remember hearing that the sand at Michelin Beach was shipped in from the Central East. Oh yeah! Maybe if my plans work out, I'll go visit there sometime next month and soak up some more sun. Because it could just be what she actually said. It's like, it feels like a whole nother world, which is different. But I'm not sure on that. Because planet is a thing. It orbits around the sun. It's like,
You won't find this just anywhere.
Well. Can't say I see groups of tourists that look like you all very often. Color me intrigued. It's sort of like a dark blue. The little lady there must be Central Eastern too, right? But judging from her apparel from the mountains, am I right? Which means none of you probably have much experience eating camel. Wait, this is camel? Oh. If you ask me, I think you should change that. Why not have some of my camel meat? Nobody comes away unsatisfied, and I mean nobody. Well, I specialize in camel meat-based dishes here, which are an ordinary part of Central Eastern cuisine. That might surprise you to hear, since many of you think of them as beasts of burden, but they're eaten pretty regularly, as a matter of fact. They're a valuable source of protein, in particular in our corner of Zemuria. Oh yeah, fair enough, yeah. Where grazing land isn't exactly found on every hill. Yeah, you make a good point, mate.
Hey there. What'll it be?
Camel steak, then.
See ya.
Need
Right.
some spices, perhaps.
What about the herbs? Now, what should I get for this week's groceries? Might be a good idea to be a bit sparing on the budget. People think everyone in Tharbad and Alsame are rich, but as you can see, most of us are a lot more humble. Not that we're not blessed here in many ways. Circumstances can definitely vary depending on where you go in the Central East. This region has its conflicts. Sounds really tragic just how much Kadas has fallen in the wake of its development and all that.
Alrighty.
Got an appetite for some Central Eastern fruits or spices by any chance? You won't find my goods anywhere else in Calvard. Western nobles have loved our spices for generations. That's the reason trade first took off between our cultures. You should really give them a try. Once you do, you wonder how you ever live without them. I'm more of a herb person.
Well,
Looks like my daughter, Imani, has made friends with a child visiting from out of town. I've had the pleasure of doing some cultural exchanges for my business, but to see her do that with just a picture book is really special. Honestly, it's wonderful to see people embrace our culture and find themselves captivated by it. Indeed. Oh, a cinnamon cookie. I love that. It's like, yeah, I mean, I like cinnamon. Yeah.
Thanks for shopping.
More of a herb person, like I said, but I do like spices every so often. Hello there! Interested in some Central Eastern antiques? Everybody in these parts really values history, which is good when you trade in artifacts like I do. But as much as the entertainment district has changed, the cultural district is still humming along, same as ever. Business is good. The fact that this part of town still looks the way it does is all thanks to how much people around here cherish history. It's wonderful. It is! I do like that aspect. Like, maintaining these buildings is lovely. Alright, so what have you got? Ooh. The desert turban. There's quite a bit of strength from that, but I'll hold off. Buy rare items. Oh, we'll have that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Indeed. Let's see. On the to-do. Make sure we get these done.
I'll treasure it.
Aw, you shouldn't have.
So close there, so close. Down here. Welcome. Have you thought about treating yourself to a hookah? A nice long hookah session is a traditional pastime in the Central East. Not only do they smell nice, but they have a wonderful cooling sensation when smoked. Definitely a must in a place that gets as hot as Tharbad. Lately, these portable orbital-powered hookahs have been all the rage in Tharbad. Honestly, though, can't say I'm a big fan. They've got no class. In my book, nothing beats a good old traditional hookah. How are you using the orbital technology? That's what I want to know. When tourists come to me looking for a hookah hookup, I want them to enjoy something with some real taste to it. Do it right, you know. I offer orbital hookahs to those who want them, but otherwise I don't go out of my way to push them on folks. Just aren't my style. So, let's actually go up here first. Oh, she's dancing. I think something must be missing in my practice routine. Don't know if it's enough to catch up to those two. You've seen them, right? The pair of sisters that dance over in front of the oasis? They're so good, I really look up to them. It's my goal to be just like them one day. Oh, good luck.
Well,
Oh, it's the Bracer Guild. It's fair to say that Tharbad acts as a bridge between the Principality of Alsame and Calvard. You can see that in the film festival. The Alsame royal family has such high expectations for it. They've directly invested in it. As both a proud master of Alsame's royal sword-fighting style and a bracer in general, it's a genuine honor to watch over this region. You know royal sword-fighting? Hey, I know you! You're really famous in the Central East for being the strongest Shamshir fighter. Wow! Guess that means you got quite the reputation back home, huh? You were born in Alsame, right? Sounds like you have close ties to this branch of the guild, though. I do. At first, I worked in Ludos, Alsame's capital. But the Calvard branch was kind enough to extend an invitation, and now here I am. I miss home, to be sure, but I couldn't pass up this opportunity. It's a huge privilege being stationed in such an important city. It allows me to be of use to both Calvard and Alsame. I like to believe that it was Arusha's will that brought me here. I've been living in Tharbad for 5 years now. At this point, I think of it as my second home. It's very fulfilling work. I get to help people who come here from all over Zemuria, as well as contribute to Calvin and our Same's good relations. Recently, we've been seeing more and more trouble. It is what it is. As a bracer, I just have to keep doing my job, and that's that. Yes, try and help maintain the peace. You must be the people from Arkwright Solutions. I've heard about your exploits in Edith and Langport from Elvis. Oh, Elvis. He always grumbles about you guys whenever you come up. What the heck did you guys do to give him a fuse like that? You'll have to ask him. You're a friend of Elvis, though, huh? Guess I could see it. You two look about the same age. We're actually a year apart, but we came up in the guild around the same time, yeah. We worked together a fair bit when we were junior bracers. I was the first one to get promoted up to C rank between us, but I think I might not stay ahead much longer. He says he's on the verge of hitting B rank. I'm going to have to hustle if I don't want him to beat me. Sounds like you guys have got yourselves a nice little rivalry. I know what that's like. I've got some folks like that over in my theatre. Oh yes, indeed. I wouldn't say it's anything that serious, just a little friendly competition, I guess. But I have done my fair share of training while travelling all over the place. I want to make the most of my time while I'm out here. Plus, this city has its problems right now. As a bracer, I can't just ignore them. I have to do something to help. Good on you, man. For someone who looks pretty laid back on the outside, you actually sound pretty passionate about your job. Respect. I think we're gonna get along just fine. You don't sound like the type of guy who'll give us trouble like Elvis. Oh, Elvis. Oh yeah, forgot that we're supposed to have a B-rank bracer coming in to help from the main branch. It'd be good to have extra help around, but I can't let myself become dependent on it either. If I'm gonna hit that B-rank myself, I'm gonna try and pull my weight as best I can. Oh, are you the guys from Arkwright Solutions? The ones those 4 SPGs are supposed to be for? I've been hearing a lot of talk about you guys since you came into town. You have, huh? Guess word travels pretty fast in these parts. It does, although the main branch told me about you all as well, so I'm a little familiar with you already. Including what you guys got up to over in Langport. Apparently you were even more capable than expected. Well, would you look at that? Sounds like the guild's giving us some props. About time if you ask me. Yeah, but that also means we now got a reputation to maintain with these people, especially in the light of what's going on. Not that we mind taking a load off the guild. Ain't the first time. But don't expect us to take everything. We still reserve the right to decide. I understand. We appreciate you being so upfront about it. Don't worry, we'll be careful in what we choose to pass on to you. We simply appreciate your ability to handle some of our load and delegate responsibilities among yourselves as needed. As you can imagine, we have more on our plate than simply providing security for the festival and sorting out any tourist problems. Sounds like the guild could be investigating something on their end too. All the more reason to help them out then. Not only will they owe us a favor or two, we might be able to get some intel out of them. Indeed. Intel is part of the game. I'm sure you've sensed it yourselves, but Tharbad is in somewhat of a peculiar position. More and more issues are cropping up, and while we're not sure why yet, we do know that it's not just because of the film festival. I won't intrude into whatever business has brought you here, but you should be aware that we do have an investigation underway. So if you could bear in mind the complexity of the situation before making any moves, we'd appreciate it. No one upstairs.
Come on, I'm begging you.
Like nothing around here that seems like it would point to any other bracers appearing. You know, like a bunch of stragers or something. You never know. You never know. Oh, don't be like that, Abdullah. It's nice to see young people going out and enjoying new things. It brings a smile to my face. Not to mention, if we cling to our ways too much, we as a people will have trouble getting along with those out west. Oh, those orbled up hookers can go get buried in a dune, that I'll grant. Oh my. Young people, I swear. They're all in a tizzy over this forsaken film festival. Doesn't anyone know self-restraint these days? And it's not just the film festival that's wrong. So, that fountain in the entertainment district. Back in my day, we treasured water. It's good to see the city thriving, but everybody seems to have forgotten they all have Arusha to thank for our prosperity.
Right.
Right, yeah. Seemed a bit dismissive there, didn't you, Aaron? Welcome to our temple. Truth be told, we've had some rather temperamental tourists cross our doors recently. However, I can tell that none of you are here to cause trouble, and I'm more than happy to have you here. Central Eastern temples are meant to be places of tolerance, which is why we've always opened our doors in the spirit of understanding. Unfortunately, we've recently been seeing so many unruly tourists here. When things get too out of hand, sadly, I do ask them to leave. Would you all happen to be interested in the Central East's unique folklore, by any chance? It's quite a rich storytelling tradition. I teach those stories to the local children during Sunday school, but I think they have plenty to offer for visitors from other regions. Sadly, not many children from outside of Tharbad show much interest in learning about them, which is a shame. It is a shame. It is a shame. Who else we got in here? To be fair, I think there are lots of local people my age that have been drawn in by all the glitz and glamour of the entertainment district. But deep down, I think a lot of them still value our traditions and culture, even if they won't say it out loud. I know that because they all still come down here to the temple on holidays and pray with the elders. That's why I think this place is so important, and I'm glad to have it. It's preserving those traditional values so they don't get lost. Welcome, everyone. This is a place of worship for Arusha, the winged goddess. Many tourists these days wander into our temple out of curiosity. I hope your visit today offers some insight into our culture. As a scholar of Septian law, I spare no effort when it comes to spreading knowledge of the testaments to the people. In the harsh deserts of the Central East, we all help one another, so it's only natural for people to share their beliefs in the spirit of tolerance. That spirit matters more than ever as contact with the Western lands increase and our daily lives here continue to change and evolve. I'm confident that the knowledge and teachings we have come to embrace here will prove helpful to Westerners such as yourselves as well.
Alrighty.
Alright, so what we got left? Down there, but obviously we can't get down there without hitting that key event. Speak to these people here and we'll check the board. What should I do? We can't ignore this problem any longer. It's getting out of hand. Wonder what his problem is. He keeps mumbling on about something. Beats me. Could be someone who needs our help. Why don't we see if there are any bulletin boards around here? Maybe he posted something already. No, it's right there.
It's hotter than Gehenna.
It is, isn't it? And then, once the djinn appears from the lamp, it repeats the first word and leaves. Wow, that's awesome. Central Eastern fairy tales are so neat and cool. Yeah, I know, right? My grandma and the people from the temple tell me stories with different morals all the time. Do people like to tell any neat, weird stories where you're from? I'd love to hear them. Sure, I can tell you about them. But after that, I want to hear more about your fairy tales, okay? Okay, then, why don't we visit the temple? Mother Jamila knows a lot about stuff like that. I'm sure she'll be able to tell you lots. I've read a lot of picture books before, but the Central East has so many fairy tales I've never heard of. Amani knows a lot about them. I'm gonna ask the bishop lady to tell me some too. Enjoy. I'm so happy Klim likes hearing about Central Eastern fairy tales. Most kids who visit Tharbad don't really care about them. So nice to meet someone who does. Seeing as the film festival is being held too, I decided to take my husband up on his idea and come with our son on his business trip. I figured it would be nice, but I never anticipated that our son would hit it off with one of the local children. What a wonderful surprise. I want him to grow up to be wise and broad-minded, so I'm glad he's getting exposed to other cultures while he's still young. Yeah. I'm glad my son's making friends with one of the local kids. Ever since I was sent out here to work, I've been looking for an opportunity to bring my family to Tharbad too. I had only planned to take him to the film festival and go sightseeing. It's a perfect stroke of luck that he's found a friend too. Yeah, that's nice. Right, what we got?
What have we got?
Looks like we got a 4 SPG. Bazaar Burglar. The young kleptomaniac girl at the bazaar has popped up again. Can't afford to overlook her activities anymore. But I don't want to rely on the cops or the guild and make this a headache. Think you could catch her and hand her over to me? I'll explain the details in person. Wow, a 4 SPG already. Guess Dingo got the word out about us. Good to know. Is there really that much demand for a Spriggan services in a town like this, though? This isn't like Langport, where Hayway calls the shots. The braces can operate without anyone else putting the squeeze on them, right? Yeah, actually, the Tharbad branch is right over there. There's definitely braces around. We went there earlier as well, we know. This is all true, but anywhere you go, there are always people with more, sensitive needs who can't use braces services easily. Plus, with the film festival almost here, the guild's probably short on hands and can't get to everyone who needs them. Right. Then I guess we picked a good time to show up and help those poor folks who'd otherwise fall through the cracks. Exactly. But remember, we're here on a mission. We can definitely help, but don't lose track of our priorities. We'll try and do every single 4 SPG that we can. Hey there. We're with Arkwright Solutions. You the manager looking for some help? I am. You folks sure turned up quick. My name is Fazil. I oversee the bazaar here in the cultural district. Not to be rude, but do you mind if I cut to the chase and explain what I need? By all means, take it away. Thank you. As I wrote in my post, we've been having problems with a young girl who routinely steals from the stalls here. I've been able to look the other way until now, but unfortunately, it's starting to get out of hand. Some say I should just turn her into the police or guild, but I'd rather not do anything so drastic. I mean, I've seen her, she's a kid. I was hoping you folks could wrangle her up for me so I can sit down and talk to her. Try and work something out. That's all you want us to do. If that's the case, you really could just talk to the guild. I'm sure a bracer would be happy to help you. I can see why you would think that, but I'm just interested in helping her. I don't want her to get in trouble. Oh. The bracers, being who they are, would likely feel compelled to come down on her if they knew how much she's stolen. That's why I thought you and your team might be the best option. You don't need to deal in absolutes the way everyone else does. For a guy running a business org, you sure are being lenient with such a big-time shoplifter. What gives? Why do you want to give this girl a pass? It's hard to admit these days, but it's a fair question. You see, when I was her age, I was also destitute and made ends meet by stealing whatever I could. I was lucky enough to eventually find a job that let me earn an honest living. I shudder to think what would have become of me if I hadn't. I see a lot of myself in that girl and want to give her a second chance. Oh, that's nice, dude. Sure, I'll get you. Still, awful generous of you. Okay, I think we have a good grasp of the situation. I can understand why you felt it was best to come to us. Does that mean we're gonna take this job? Of course! You bet we are. Only question is whether we're to start it right now or save it for later. Now. We're good to go. Let's hammer out a plan of attack. Once we've found her, we'll get in touch with you. Sound good? Very much so. Thank you for agreeing to help. I'm going to get back to work now, but if you folks need anything, let me know. I'll drop everything to help. Now, with that settled, first thing we need to do is gather some more information about our little thief. We should speak to some of the merchants and find out what their experience with her has been like. Definitely. Might not be the worst idea to check in at the guild and do a little asking around about her either. From the sound of things, it wouldn't surprise me if they have at least some idea of what's going on. That's true. If she's been stealing lots, they might know some stuff. If that's the case, might as well hit up the temple while we're at it. I don't know what Tharbad is like, but you'd think they'd take in orphans. They'd probably go out on patrols looking for them too. If this thief's an orphan, they might know about her. Good thinking. 3 stops on our tour then. The bazaar, the guild branch, and the temple. That's a good amount of people to talk to, but no need to rush. Just take your time and do it right. Ready to roll? Okay, let's see what we can find out.
Time to start working.
I like this. It's not just like, catch the culprit.
Hotter than Gehenna.
It is just that aspect of like, no, let's try and help her as well. It's like, aww.
Goddess Arusha.
Okay. Just wondering about his design here, like his right arm, like the cloth. You can see it's like it's pointing upwards slightly. Wondering where that is. It's like it just seems like his arm's clipping. Yeah, as you can see it like from a certain angle. It's like you can see through the cloth and see Van's arm. It's like, oh.
Can we talk?
A serial shoplifter around the bazaar. Yes, I've heard about her. In fact, I've sent people into the bazaar to try and look for her. If this young girl is committing crimes because she has nowhere else to go, it's our duty to take her in and give her refuge. That's so kind of you. How did the search go? One person did manage to see her, but only once. She's vanished into the ether since. It pains me to think we aren't able to help her. If only we could find her and at least talk to her about her circumstances. Alas. Wow, she must be pretty determined if she's trying that hard not to get caught. Thanks for talking to us, Father. We really appreciate it. Okay, shall we find someone else to ask about her? That we shall.
Goddess Arusha.
Indeed. So, I'm gonna go with the
Hotter than Gehenna.
guild first.
Can we talk?
Yes, that's right. We're aware of a thief in the area. One of our bracers said they managed to catch a glimpse of her previously. But they haven't seen hide nor hair of her while patrolling the city since. Oh. So the guild's on the lookout for her. That's good to know. Sounds like it could be pretty tough to find her. Do you mind if we ask if the guild has a plan for what to do with her if you find her again? Initially, we were planning to take her into custody, of course. But Fazil and some of the merchants asked us not to be too harsh with her. So for the time being, we've been hands-off about it. That's pretty much what Fazil told us too, that he'd rather settle it privately. Which is fair. If the merchants want to try and resolve it themselves, we can't butt in. I hope that answers your question. Good luck with your search. Thanks. We've got our way of figuring these things out. We'll make it work. Well, time to find someone else to talk to. Let's go! I do hope we can help them. I do hope.
Let me ask you something.
Looking for that infamous little thief, huh? I've definitely heard people talk about her. Can't say she's come to pay me a visit, though, yet. Knowing Fazil, he probably doesn't want to press charges on her, right? Between you and me and the post, think that's going too easy on her. Honestly, I think so too. The way I figure, if there are no consequences for what she's done, then she'll grow up to be completely amoral. No, I'm thinking it'll go the way Fazil wants it to go. That idea of like, she just needs some help. And that'll go a long way to changing her life for the better in the long run, I feel. Yeah. Not that I'm one to talk. I'm not the best role model either. Well, we still appreciate what you had to share. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. I just feel like she just needs that helping hand. If she doesn't take it, that's gonna be an issue. But at the moment, it feels like it's going in a good direction. Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
You're asking about that shoplifter? Yes, I've heard of her. She's never been to my stall, however, so I don't know much about her. A bracer actually asked me something similar earlier. I wonder what happened to her after that. You said a bracer talked to you. What did they ask? It was a while back, but I believe they were investigating how much damage she had caused. Personally, I have a really hard time seeing such a young girl struggling so badly. I pray that someone, be it a bracer or whoever, finds her and gets her the help she needs. Yeah, I absolutely agree, ma'am. Thank you for your time.
Oh, come and see if you
Need
like.
some spices, perhaps?
Let me ask you something.
Oh, I know the girl you must be talking about. She sneaks into my shop all the time. How often would you say she tries to steal stuff from you, ma'am? How much too? That'd be good to know. It's probably for food, seeing as this is a food stall. So it's like she just probably needs some place to stay, some food, and she'll be fine. Let me think, I'd say she comes here about every other day. She never takes a lot. She's just a child. She can only carry so much. So you know for a fact that you're dealing with a loner. She's not in any kind of gang or anything like that. No, I've never seen her working with anybody else. She's always by herself. To be honest, I do feel for her. You hate to see someone so young live like that. Hopefully either the police or the temple can take her in soon and give her the help she needs. Yeah, I'm hoping the temple can help. That's what we're trying to make happen, man. Thanks for talking to us. You've been a big help.
Need some spices, perhaps?
Maybe.
You won't find
Maybe.
this just anywhere.
Can we talk?
Again, another food stall, so maybe she's been here as well. Oh yeah, I know the girl you're looking for, alright? She's in here constantly. Last I saw her was 2 days ago, I think. Wow, that's really recent. She looked desperate. You can tell she's going through a real rough patch. Her clothes are filthy. I can't not help a kid who's clearly just trying to survive, you know? So the trick is, I make some food for her and she gets to steal it. Oh, I like you! Awfully generous for someone who's been targeted by her. Don't think she should be apprehended or something? No, Aaron, she's clearly someone in need. That's the thing. She just needs someone to be there for her from what it sounds like so far. Don't get me wrong, it'd be better for everyone if she stopped stealing from my shop. Last thing I need is word getting around that I'm some kind of easy mark and more organized thieves getting ideas. But I don't have the heart to stand there and watch a little girl starve right in front of me. So I try to do what I can. I like you. Take good care of her when you find her, okay? I trust the bazaar manager will come up with something. Of course. We're all on the same team. Thank you for talking to us. Yeah, I'm hoping we just like get her a job or something and she could just earn enough money to just buy the food she needs. And the temple can give her a place to stay. This is what's required, I think. And then she'll be better off. It'll just be lovely. Phew. I think that's finally all of the places we wanted to visit. Yeah, let's go back to the bazaar and go over everything we heard. Alright, I think we've dug up about as much as we're going to find. Based on what we know, we can probably assume this girl has no friends or family, none living anyway. Yeah, that's probably the unfortunate circumstance. She seems to live on her own and looks after herself and no one else. And she's pretty damn good at swiping stuff. It takes skill to avoid getting noticed by people from both the guild and the temple, outside of that handful of times. Which means it's not going to be easy to find her. Don't worry, you got me, remember? I'm sure if we work together we can nab her. One would hope. She might be better than average, but we are still dealing with a kid here. It shouldn't be impossible. Right, now that we know the score, we should try setting up a stakeout. She doesn't know we're looking for her, so with any luck, she might come out of hiding if we wait long enough. You really think, dude? How the hell do we know she's even going to show up today, let alone when? Every other day. We don't, but two of the shopkeepers we talked to did mention that they last saw her 2 days ago. Enough time has passed that she might need to come out and forage again. I think it's worth a try. That's my opinion too. As for where we'll set up shop, let's talk to the stall owners who saw her before. With any luck, we can all work together. Alright then.
Need some spices, perhaps?
Oh, nice to see you all again. Is there something I can do for you? Yeah, it's about that shoplifter we mentioned earlier. There's something we wanted to discuss with you and the other owner across the street. Could you come with me? Sure, I don't mind. Van and the others split up to talk to each of the shopkeepers. They explain their plan to try and catch the shoplifter. Basically, knowing what we do now, we want to set up a stakeout within the bazaar and see if she turns up. Would you two mind if we hid inside your shops to keep an eye out? Oh, go right ahead. You'll be doing us a favor if you manage to capture her, if anything. Yeah, what she said. Plus the manager hired you guys. Of course we trust you. And would be happy to work with you. Thank goodness. We're glad you understand. Thank you, both, so much. Okay, with that settled, let's split up and get to work. Anya and Ferida, you take one stall. You, Punk, are sticking with me. We'll set up shop in the other stall. Hope you don't regret bringing me along, Chief. Now you have to deliver and show me how good you are. We've got this, Ferry. Yeah, we'll catch you, no sweat. Dum 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 dum. That girl over there. Could she be the one? She does look really cautious of her surroundings, like a thief would when scoping a place out. She's so small. It's sad she has to steal so much in order to survive. Hey, she's coming this way. That works out nicely for us. Once we see her steal something, we'll close in and nab her. Well, that's all the shopping I need done for today. On a different note, the film festival sure has brought an awful lot of people into town. This place already gets hot. Now it's going to feel stuffy everywhere you go because of all the crowds. What a bother. Maybe so, but I certainly can't complain about having more customers. I'm happy they're here. Triple dot. The pickpocket slipped an apple into her bag when she thought nobody was looking. Dang, kid, you really are as smooth with your hands as I've been led to believe. There's no need to be scared. We're what you might call problem solvers. We're not here to turn you over to the cops or anything like that. We just want to talk for a bit, that's all. Like it or not, we need you to come with us. Triple dot. With a quick feint, the girl managed to sneak straight past Van. Hey! How's it feel letting a little kid give you the slip? Van, is everything okay? I saw that girl run towards the inn. Don't worry, old man. We'll clean your mess up. Let's move, girls. Oh dear, Aaron. Doop 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 doop. Doop 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 doop. The street's pretty crowded. How'll we ever figure out where she went? That must be the idea. Blend into all these people and get out unnoticed. Well, if it's gonna work on a couple of pros like us, though. Got you, you little punk. What? Guy must be like, what's going on? What have I been accused of? I didn't do anything. Damn, how the hell is she so slippery? Did she literally just jump onto that top and start running on it? I'm glad you're explaining the situation to this guy. He'd be so confused. Oh boy, I can already tell she's gonna drag this thing out. Let me go after her next. I can handle heights just fine. I'll get her for you guys. She might be light on her feet, but she's not as light as this proud Kruger warrior. Quit running, stop right there. Promise you want to hear what we have to say, really. Apple. Hey, don't go wasting food like that either. That's a big apple. I'm so embarrassed, she managed to shake me off too. I got an apple though. You should have forgotten the apple and stayed on her tail. What were you thinking? But she stole it. I thought it would be terrible for stolen food to go to waste like that. That's really admirable of you, Fairy. I think it's important to keep stuff like that in mind too, Aaron. She made a break for the entertainment district, which might actually be a blessing in disguise. The area's a lot more wide open, so she won't have nearly as many places she can slip into easily. This will be our chance to finally surround her and take her in. Everybody ready? For sure. Can I even go there yet? Oh. There she is, over there. I don't see her anywhere. but she had to have run into this parking lot. We're in luck if so, it's a dead end. She'll have nowhere else to go. Let's split up and search for her while keeping the exit sealed off. She won't get away this time. I'll guard the entryway then. No way in Gehenna she'll get past me. Think I'll go with him. 2 guards are better than 1. Sounds good. In that case, Agnes, you and I will search the perimeter. Keep a close eye out for her. She could pop out and try to book it at any time. Right, we'll catch her for sure. Right, are we actually gonna... Yes! I was gonna say, can we like wander around at this point?
Not this way.
We have to find that kid. Can't do the rounds on him. Yeah. Try to not let her get the drop on you. Got it. Right, we need to be careful. There she is. It's the thief. I'll circle around from the right. You flank her the other way, alright? Okay. There you are. We finally found you. Ah! Do we really have to keep running? You must be exhausted at this point. Can we at least sit down and talk? There's someone who's really concerned about you. You shouldn't be stealing like this. Yeah, right. Why should I believe you? Will you give it a rest already? We're trying to do right by you. You're not getting away from us. Just grow up and turn yourself in already. Running only makes it worse. How could I let this happen? There we go. After much effort, Van and company apprehended the shoplifter and got in touch with Fazil. The group decided to rent a room so they could have a place to talk to the young girl. Alright, now that we finally get to meet you, why don't you tell us your name? Can you do that? There's no getting away now, kid. You have nothing else to lose. You might as well talk. My name's Sinem. Sinem? Sinem. I know it's bad to steal from the bazaar, but I'm not sorry about it. If I have to steal so I don't die, then I'll steal as much as I have to, period. That's fair in its way. Sounds like you really don't have much of a choice. It's reasonable enough. In that case, let me ask you another question. Where's your family? How have you been living up to this point? My mum and I used to live in the country, but eventually we ran out of money, so we had to move to find work. Ever since my mum got sick and died, I've been alone. We used to do random jobs while going from place to place. Oh, Sinem, I'm so sorry, but you could have gone to the temple. They would have helped you. In fact, it might not be too late now. Maybe they'll still take you in. Exactly. That's what I also thought. You guys must be joking. I'm more than just a thief, you know. I've done all kinds of bad stuff in order to survive, like delivering sketchy packages for people. Someone like me doesn't deserve to be taken in. Oh, now you act all noble and mature. Some logic you got there, kid. Whatever. Are we done talking now? Just turn me over to the cops and get it over with already. You're wasting my time. No, I'm not going to turn you in. I brought these people in on this precisely to avoid that outcome. Huh? Now, I'm not sure what to do. I was originally going to talk to the temple and ask them to look after her. What do you think? What should I do about her? Good question, let me think. Why have I got to decide? Try as she might to resist, leaving her with the temple is still probably the safest bet. If not that, she at least needs someone who can rein her in and set her straight. This guy right here, surely. Is that an option? Yeah. Like, you've been in a similar circumstance based on what you told us, so you can teach her the right way. Have him take her in. I definitely agree that with a personality like her, she'd have a real tough time fitting in over at the temple. Would you be open to taking her in yourself? Actually, I thought about that as well. We have an empty apartment we normally rent out for caravans that's going unoccupied, so she'd still have a place to stay. You know what? I'll do it. That must be Arusha's hand at work. I'd be happy to be your guardian for a while and see where we go from there. I'll even have you come work for us in the bazaar. Say what? Who would want a thief working there, especially with everything I've taken? Oh, I get it. You just want to feel good about yourself for being so kind to some poor little girl who's down on her luck. Is that it? That's all you think about me. I'll stay on my own and steal to survive, thank you very much. I was once in your shoes, believe it or not. There was this nosy merchant who couldn't keep to himself. He took me in, gave me a place to stay, taught me how to work, and eventually I ended up in charge of the whole bazaar. I've always wanted to give something back for getting a second chance, and yes, I see that opportunity in you, Sidham. You may think my offer is insincere, honestly, that's fair. But I think it is still the right thing to do for your situation, one way or the other. It's okay, I'm sure once you talk to the stall owners and explain your situation to them, they'll let you stay. Gonna have to be a little brave, but it's a chance to make a fresh start. I think it'll be worth it. What she said. If you don't want to get too familiar with the cops, now's the time to start getting your act together. Sounds like you don't exactly enjoy living the way you do anyway. So what's the harm in taking him up on the offer? Come on. When you guys put it like that, I guess I can't refuse. Alright. I'll work in your freaking bazaar since you insist. I mean, if you really want me, that is. Of course I do. We're happy to have you aboard. Yay! This is the kind of ending I wanted for her. Phew, that solves that. Finally, that girl sure made us earn our keep. Don't I know it? Thanks for going to all that trouble, I really appreciate it. Now it's my turn to do the heavy lifting and support her. We've got a long road ahead of us, starting with getting the whole bazaar on board. But one way or the other, we'll make it work. I bet you will. Good luck, mister. Thanks. I'll never forget what you have done for the both of us.
That's a wrap.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Cool. That's a lovely ending to that one, though.
Well, just a quick break, that's all.
Alright, so... Yeah, I was going to say, is there a new dot on the map? There is. There she is.
It's hotter than Gehenna.
I'm just about to introduce all of the vendors to Sidham. I don't exactly expect everyone to welcome her with open arms. It's quite possible some of them will give her a hard time. But it's all just part of the process. In time, I'm sure they'll learn to warm up to her and even embrace her. Sounds like it'll be rough. Good luck, Sidham. You can do it. We've all got your back. I don't know what you expect me to say to these people, seriously. But before, I'm not going to apologize for what I did. No, of course not. You needed to survive. I had to do it to survive. I would have literally died if I didn't take matters into my own hands. Say that. Say that to them. They'll understand. Then be honest and tell them that. Yeah, I think everyone knows deep down that was the case. Yeah, the fact she didn't steal from the other one, she just stole from the places that had food. You know. Still, if you understand what you did was wrong, it wouldn't hurt to tell them you're sorry, would it? That's what I'm saying. I'm not sorry about what happened, not even a lit. Right, I suppose we've been talking too long. Looks like we need to get some food in you first, Nah, don't laugh at me. This isn't funny. She seems good at heart. Hopefully she and the sellers will learn to get along. Oh, I think they will. I think they will. Right. Let's see what we got. Ah, not there. Here. 10 gifts given. Okay, that was that. Right. Yeah, we'll use this as a place to end this part, and in the next part we'll see that event up there, maybe speak to some of the other people, and then maybe head off to the entertainment district. So, we'll see about that in the next part. Ta-da for now!